making a fresh blueberry buckle today. You can definitely use frozen if you don't have fresh available. And to that, we're going to be adding 1 tablespoon of granulated white sugar. This will keep things nice and sweet. And then once you have sprinkled all the sugar all over, then we're going to add 1 teaspoon of ground cinnamon. And that gets sprinkled all over the top as well. Once that's sprinkled on top, you're going to actually stir this kind of lightly just to make sure everything's coated. And while that is becoming friendly in the bowl, we're going to mix all of our dry and wet ingredients together. And we're going to start with a cup of white sugar. And a cup of white flour. And this is such an easy recipe. You don't need to sift this or have a super exact measurement. And then to the sugar and flour, we're going to be adding 1 teaspoon of baking powder, just to make sure that there's a little bit of lift. We're going to combine those dry ingredients so they're all kind of mixed together. It's not super clumpy. And once you have that kind of combined, you're gonna add your wet ingredients. We're gonna start with 1 stick of butter. That's melted. You could use the microwave for that. Super easy. And 1 whole cup of milk. Let's go ahead and stir this together. That makes our buckle batter. Buckles aren't just for belts. You might mention this to a family member, like, I'm making a blueberry buckle. And we'd be like, we're not making clothes today. You'd be like, no, it's a dessert. Okay. So once that's combined, buckles are kind of like cobblers. You don't necessarily need to make sure that the batter is super combined. Just make sure that it's not have any huge dry lumps. We're going to take this mixture and pour this all over our dish. But before we do, we're going to spray a little bit of vegetable oil just to make sure that things aren't sticking. And make sure you get all the sides as well. Go ahead and pour our batter all over the bottom like that. And then once that's in there, you're gonna take the blueberries that we kind of put the cinnamon and sugar on already, and we're going to pour that all over the top of our batter. And you will find some sugar and cinnamon on the bottom, so make sure you don't leave that in the bowl. Just make sure that you get that all over. And then just kind of, doesn't have to be perfect because the oven's going to do all the work for us. But make sure that it's kind of spread out, kind of evenly. And then we're going to be putting this into a 350-degree oven for 50 minutes. But before we even do that, we're going to be making the topping, because what's a buckle without some gorgeous, gorgeous whipped cream topping? So we are going to take a cup of heavy whipping cream. We're going to be adding a cup of whipping cream to our bowl. And I usually like adding just a teaspoon of sugar. You don't want to add too much because you don't want everything to be super sweet, and that buckle is already kind of sweet as it is. And then start slow so you don't whip it everywhere. And that's our whipped cream. Now, if you like a stiffer whipped cream, you can whip this up a little bit longer, but I like a soft peak whipped cream like that. So I'm gonna put the whipped cream in the fridge so it can chill out. And the buckle goes into a 350-degree oven for 50 minutes. And we'll be right back to show you how it all comes together. Oh my God, just came out of the oven and we let it sit so that we can handle it. It looks so delicious. All the berries have kind of sunken in a little bit, which means you're gonna have a bit of blueberry in every single bite, which is exactly what we want with a buckle. Let's cut into this and see what it looks like. Ooh, those blueberries are so juicy, they're actually like popping. And then we're gonna take a little bit of that awesome, awesome whipped cream that we made earlier. Just kind of put that right on top. And let's take a bite, see what it tastes like. That is absolutely delicious. I hope you try this at home, and we will see you next time. Thanks for watching.